Mm, 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 mm.
Dun, 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 dun,
All
dun,
right.
dun, dun, dun.
I don't
What's
know what
up,
you think.
y'all?
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? We back.
Back and things have changed a little bit, huh? We got to stay at home again.
We have a stay at home again.
We have to stay at home again.
Give
It's
us
nice.
more reason for some pandemic philosophy views.
Absolutely,
I,
absolutely.
I like
Uh,
these glasses, man. Nice
Thank you,
look for
man.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went and I was like, I want them tinted. And they were like, tinted? Why did you want? Because they say only assholes wear sunglasses inside. But now I have a prescription in them, so it's like, aha, watch who you call an asshole. I could be blind,
Right.
and in turn, they become the asshole. You see,
Exactly. And maybe that's the lesson.
and that's the lesson, man. We all can be assholes sometimes.
That's true, man.
Oh
That's
my
true.
god, I've been researching uh
Uh-huh.
uh themes. Like, what is a theme? How can you draw a theme out of a story? I guess this is something that I just could not grasp in elementary school, because I was still looking at it like, how did they get that from the story they just told? Like, what is the theme here? And
Right,
then
right, right.
I talk to people and they like just pulling it out their ass. Like, yeah, theme, this is the theme. This theme. Like, damn, man. I
So you're
just,
saying you wondering like where do they get these?
how did
How are
they
they able?
formulate the idea that this is where I'm going to put this in the category of theme
Uh-huh.
for the thing I just watched, or for the thing I just experienced.
Mm.
But just then, that exchange we did about assholes, that kind of just clicked into my brain about, oh, I get it. It's kind of what it is. Hey,
What's up, everybody?
so good
Welcome
to see
in.
you again.
What's up, Cuz? What's up, Kim? Uh, welcome in to the pandemic philosophy views. We got a lot to discuss that me and Marcus have not even talked about yet.
We have not talked about some of these things that we are about to talk about. And that's what they
Oh
say when
man,
you got to do something scary in life. You just got to
so
go for it.
you just gotta do that, man. You gotta do that. So we got a new stay-at-home order, out here in the city of LA. How's that going for you so far?
Uh, Pretty good. I mean, I was saying to somebody earlier, man, like nothing on my side really changes outside of. I mean, I started work today, because we've been deemed essential due to the
Oh,
tax break that we give to
mm.
the state of California. So uh I'm now an essential worker. Essentially.
Nice,
I'm an essential worker now.
nice.
So you're welcome for my service. Uh
We
on
appreciate
that.
your service.
Yeah, no problem. But for real, man, it's like a thing where you know, it was different being on set. It's weird. It's like
Mm.
I don't know. Like you don't want to. It's like you don't want to waste time, talking small talk, because you're not even supposed to really be talking to each other. Like it's
Right.
like they want zero risk on set. They want zero risk. So the closest way to do that is to like govern every single thing you do. Um, and I mean, like, in the idea behind it is that you are keeping people safe,
Mm-hmm.
which I can't argue with that. The compassion in me can't argue with that.
Right.
So it's like one of those things where it's like I just want to go to work then and like just put my head down and just go. Like I don't know how to make it a pleasant experience like I normally would if I'm able to like just be me. You know,
Right.
I can't see people's faces. I don't know who's who when I'm looking at them sometimes. Some people got haircuts. It's like,
Mhm.
of course you can tell who I am. Everybody's gonna know who I am.
Right.
You know, but I'm not gonna be able to. So it just feels like an unfair, like that thing where like people can watch you and know who you are, but you look out at them and it's like, who is that? Who's behind that mask? Or who?
Yeah.
Can we wear a
You
name
know what this
tag?
sounds like? It sounds like this feels like elementary school and being a really good student. Like a good day is when you can get all your work done without talking to your classmates, without doing too much extra activity.
Yeah. So that sort of reprimand for just like a natural interaction, you know. You're like,
Right.
what the hell, man? It's just been weird, man. But I'm down to make this money. I'm not gonna lie. So if they're like, hey, this is what we gotta do in order to work, that's what I'm gonna do, man. Like that's
Yeah.
and it's a fun show to be on. It's a fun show to do, man. It brought a lot of laughter in a time when people were very scared and unsure. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about you? Has it changed much over there in Hollywood? Like,
I mean,
because last time I drove over there, I saw all the streets just like open. Just like I saw all the
it's not
streets.
like that right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not like that. Also, man, I can tell that, we don't really see it really yet, but it's gonna take a process, man, to mentally work through, like, collectively, because the city doesn't look the way it did when I moved out here. It
Mm-hmm.
it almost feels a little bit closer to back home now, and
Mm.
yeah, in the sense of like it doesn't feel like a crowded place. It doesn't feel like that many people here.
Mm.
It doesn't feel like there's much to do. Uh, yeah, so it doesn't. What makes me feel odd is that it doesn't feel odd because it feels like back home, like
Mm.
being in the country. There's really not many places to go, so you stay at home a lot, so you don't really see a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But the amount of for sale, for lease, and no longer here signs. Woo!
Yeah, man.
Um, yeah, like even thinking about like people coming out here to visit, like, it's cool, like to see me. Other than that, and going to the beach,
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
that is it.
Me and Percy go to the beach. That's it.
Yeah.
Man, but that brings up this sort of thought that I have about that though. Like, okay, here it is. You've totally destroyed small business at this point. Uh, whoever makes it out only has only so much time, until they have to merge, sell, do something, in order to like stay afloat and keep their dreams going. What's gonna move into these spots, man?
That's what I've been thinking, man.
Ooh, hey, cause there's some people right now that's got money.
Me. But then I thought, but who's gonna spend this money? Nobody got a job. It's gonna be, yeah, I think the end of 2021, this place gonna be flooded with foreigners because they're
Mm-hmm.
ahead of the game as far as getting ahead of the curve with this pandemic. So they're gonna be in a better state than we are, faster than we are.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Can you see? I sort of imagine there would be more. You know how like the tech companies kind of took over San Francisco and the Bay Area in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I imagine that would happen to LA because of so much space now. They've driven property values up so much that the taxes on them are ridiculous. You know, so nobody wants to just pay that out of pocket and not make any money on it. So they're gonna rent it or lease it to somebody.
Right.
You imagine like startups and stuff like that that's gonna be like, I'll plant right here, middle of West Hollywood, you know, like why not?
Why not? And something gotta go there. Otherwise, it's just gonna look like. And it made me think. Okay, if this place does die out, where is everybody gonna go? Like, I haven't thought about that. Like, what if Hollywood isn't the big tourist attraction place it used to be anymore? Where are people going to go?
I honestly feel like it never was, though. I've been here 10 years and I'm like, none of this is like actually.
But you don't know that until you move here, because I feel the same way. On TV, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
You get out like here. Even people that I brought here, like, and I'm like, I'm like, what do you want to do? You go, like, ooh, take me to Hollywood Boulevard, like, take me to the Walk of Fame or whatever, you know. And they get there, how disappointing it is. But at the same time, you know what? If the most exciting thing that you've done that day is drive past some, you know, like cows or something like that, then yeah, maybe Hollywood Boulevard is exciting.
Yeah.
You know?
But okay. We about to shift gears real quick, man.
Okay.
Because I want to know where this is going, where we're going with 2020. And this shift, this universal shift that we're in. So you remember that 2012 calendar, right? From Maya, that Mayan calendar that said that 2012 is going to be the end of the world. So apparently that calendar was off, but what is not off to, and what it more so replicates, is the Ethiopian calendar. And so if you put it next to the Ethiopian calendar, this year would actually be that 2012 year that they were referring to in that Mayan cosmology. And what they were saying was that some shift is gonna happen December 21st, 2020. What's up, Danica? Welcome in.
Nika.
What's up, cousin? So yeah. So what I want to know is if we are moving into a new shift, I feel like with all these businesses going down and with the way we think starting to elevate, we're gonna have to come up with new ideas and new ways to entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of new stuff popping up, but I don't see it popping up so fast.
So I want to just slow the train down just a second and go back to the beginning of what you said.
Yes.
About the Mayan 2012.
Yes.
Okay. I've been doing this sort of like, let's just walk back and find our keys kind of. Let's walk back through our day and find our keys kind of situation. We're in this pandemic, right? And it's sort of predicted that this pandemic would happen, but how it was handled is more so the issue than anything, right? It's the idea that if it was known about sooner, or if it was handled sooner, or, you know, at least taken more seriously sooner, we wouldn't be in this predicament, right? Like, or we wouldn't be where we are today. That's the sort of noise that I hear around me say that's why it's happening. So
okay.
If we go with this,
all right,
why is that? Do we blame our local government? Do we blame our highest government in the president? You know, and if we do that, why was this man in office in the first place? Because in 2012, we elected a black man for a second time in a country that felt like they were losing their power. Right?
But we didn't elect. Did we elect anything in 2012? Do you think that
when Obama's second term?
Let me ask you this, because we started with Obama in 08, right?
Yeah.
This whole 4 years has been about that dude trying to undo everything that Buddy started in 08.
Exactly. So, but to 2012, and this is my point though. My point is that the end of the world don't happen in no flash. And this year isn't just a this year problem.
Okay.
This year is a fucking train wreck. Like,
right.
Like the train leaves from DeSoto at 2:00 and the train from Austin leaves at 4. They meet up at 6. Like, you know.
Let me tell you this. So what I heard was that we've been in this 2012 is not, or this 2020 is not a year. Because like what you're saying, like this stuff just don't happen in a one little time. But we've been in this phase for years now. I think at least like for the past decade or so, like slowly transitioning.
It's a slow transition, and the thing is that you don't have to listen to me to understand what is happening in front of you. You can just look at why they call it mainstream media, why they call it mainstream anything. Like, it's all right there in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see where the world is moving by just looking in front of you and where it's being driven.
If you pay attention to it, but do we do that?
Yeah, you do. The thing is that it don't just happen to you. It happens to like a family member, right? And that family member.
Wait, what are we talking about right now? I want to make sure we're on the same page.
We're talking about influence.
Oh, okay.
In a sense of why we are where we are right now.
Right.
And where the world sort of goes, where mainstream media takes the world, not just, like a person who sits in front of the TV all day. You don't have to sit in front of the TV all day. You can never watch TV in your life. But if somebody is important to you and that person watches TV all day, you're being influenced by TV regardless. If for some reason somebody says, hey, girl, but if somebody says to you, like, somebody says to you, hey, we're trying to move this. We're trying to move this product, right?
Mm-hmm.
For somebody who doesn't watch TV or anything like that, how do they end up getting that product? If they don't watch TV and get the sort of waves of energy from what they're watching, how do you think that person ends up getting that product in their hand?
They're going to hear about it, or they're going to be influenced by it some kind of way, because we're all connected.
Come on.
So
the problems that come up from 2012 is just a symbol. You know what I'm saying? The problems in 2012 are 2012 is just a symbol. It's not an actual date. It's just
right, but the symbol is that what has been our reality as far as how we've been told how to be, and the structure and the people ruling over us, that is falling away. And now we're being forced to create something new. And I think simultaneously what's going on is it's almost like that ayahuasca trip. In order for you to get through the trip, like, you gotta be faced with all that stuff in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to the surface, from what I hear, because I haven't done it yet, it's not that you have a bad trip, it's that you're being faced with everything that you're afraid of. And so in a moment that can feel awful and it looks bad. And I think that's what we're in right now, like that everything that represents what a lack of self-love looks like, we're experiencing that right now.
Mm.
And and DT is a great representation of what it looks like in a human being who doesn't allow him or herself to have that unconditional self-love.
I had this I saw the numbers 444 today.
Okay. Oh, I did
And
too.
yeah. I saw numbers 444 today and I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's right. Like everything is in alignment right now, and and it's good. Like, stay on
Yeah.
that track.
Yeah.
And then Sarah texted me 555 today, and I automatically was like, okay, I see 555. And it was like, listen to your inner being. And I was like, I took a second, like, because I don't think what do you think the inner being is? What is the inner being to you?
Ooh, okay. So, well, I guess if you're religious, you would call that God or the Holy Spirit. If you're spiritual, you're gonna call it, your higher self. I think it's all of that mixed in with, bro. And we're gonna talk about this. But bacteria, because that's what coats your gut. And most of your emotions come from how you feel in your gut, because that's what's connected to your brain. So what's the thing that's influencing the thing that's causing us to express certain energy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, yeah. But I mean, just to simplify it, is that thought or that thing you hear in your gut that is telling you the truth, whether you want to accept it or not. Is that the have you seen his Dark Materials yet? You started watching that?
Which one?
His Dark Materials?
Nah.
Oh, bro, it's good.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try because
you should try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. What did you do? What you call it yet? The Raised by Wolves.
Oh no, not yet.
Come on, man.
I
Okay.
forgot.
All right.
I will.
All right. I'll trade you.
Okay.
I'll do his Dark Materials. Do Raised by Wolves.
Okay.
Bet.
Cool.
All right. Bet.
But in his Dark Materials, the little girl, she has this little thing that she just allows her mind to go into the theta state. It'll tell her whatever she needs to know, good or bad. And so, yeah.
I agree though. I agree. I didn't. I guess I never used the word inner being. You know what I mean? It's like, I did always think of it as just like a sort of inner self that sort of knew right from wrong. But I did Google it because I thought it was interesting. That I'll let a computer tell me what is my inner being. What is my inner being, Google? And Google told me, it said, your inner being is your expanded, loving, and compassionate self. It is the wise teacher within you and knows everything about you, including why you have the challenges you have. Your inner being is the essence of who you really are, knows no limits, and assists you in knowing your true identity. That was, and I left a better person after hearing that.
Yeah.
Because I it's interesting, man. Like the sort of inner self, that inner being, it is this thing that just sort of like, it doesn't recognize human law. It doesn't recognize this whatever society. You know what I mean? It just represents good and wanting to do good. And that's like that connection to God that I think about. That's just like, of course, like, of course, that's not, that thing about alignment, and having a way to being on that ritual, being on that everyday thing, where you going every day, same thing, repeat,
Mm-hmm.
That puts you into the alignment of what that feeds your inner being. That feeds that I think it's about like the physical things that we eat, like you said, like things we put in our body that's going in our minds. But I think it's also the routine that we give ourselves and the repetition that we give ourselves. I don't think that it's more so about the things that we do. I think it's more so about the repetition of how we do them or when we do them.
What you mean?
Well, I don't know, man. I haven't had a burger since the beginning of October, right?
Okay.
And I was telling myself that in my head, the only way I can do good is if I don't have a burger, right?
Okay.
And so I stay away from the burger. I'm like, take that. Not getting you in and out. Stay away from me, doghouse. Uh-huh. And what ended up happening was I had a burger. Uh-huh. And I went, oh man, I felt like I gave up. I was like, oh man, but it was a mental thing because it's okay. It was okay to have that burger. It's okay to have a burger. Mm-hmm. Eat the burger.
Right.
But don't beat yourself up and say like, oh, well, the routine is off the. No, it's just about, am I practicing eating a burger every day? No. The routine is about doing what you have to do, to like take the steps forward, because your inner being knows. If you want a burger, guess what? Your inner being is saying, hey, man, you probably want to have a burger right now. Now, if you keep feeding that inner being a burger, it ain't going to never say no to you. But,
right.
Every now and again, it ain't bad.
It ain't bad. It's all about having that conversation.
Yeah.
Because there's always a why. And we can't judge the why. And I think that's where we get things wrong in this life, man, where we judge stuff so fast because we think we already have the answer to it, or we think we have the mystery behind it. And bro, like, we're so divine and so intelligent, and even in church they'll tell you God works in mysterious ways. So it's like, why question stuff so quickly instead of just like listening and sometimes just going with it? Because that could have been, eating that burger could have been the most perfect thing for your vegan trip. Because what if that burger had went into your stomach and agitated it so much that you were able to go to the bathroom and detox everything?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with with our own, conscious mind or our ego, we're looking at a thing like, oh man, I cheated. Right. And then there's something else looking at it going like, I'm not even thinking about whether this is cheat day, reward day. I need to get through something. And I saw that this was something that would do that. So, yeah, man. So I don't have cheat days anymore. I have reward day.
Reward days.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's like, hey, man, I want to do something a little different. That's a reward. So I'm enjoying this. I have to do this every day because you don't reward yourself all the time. You do it, yeah. To change perspective, man. Because and I think it's in Buddhism. There's this thing where your consciousness and your chakras will elevate if for 7 straight years all you do is say positive things. And something I was thinking about earlier was that, man, for you to say something negative, whether it be about you, about somebody else, or about a situation, there's a sacrifice from you just to do it, because the thought and the energy and the sound and the frequency has to come from inside of you. So you have to invoke it, channel it, and then express it out. And so in order to even channel it out, it has to manifest itself inside of you. So to think it, to do it, means you have to do it to yourself first.
Yeah.
And that hit me like, damn, if any moment I'm saying something negative about or to somebody, I have to do that to myself first in order to even have that thought out loud. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change the way I talk. You can talk about the same situation without saying something that your mind will take and do something with that won't help you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just thought about this idea too, about like, one of the things that I've really worked hard on in my life, and and especially right now, uh as I'm older and these things in my life don't even matter anymore. Little things don't even matter anymore. Revenge. Revenge. You ever had the spirit of revenge in you before?
Yeah. But you know what? You know what? Only, and this gonna sound kind of messed up, but only when it came to females, but not to like hurt them. It's to
I want you to
That's the
feel
only
what I
time I'm
felt.
right. I
Yeah.
never felt that about no chorus with no dude. But if I'm going through like, yeah, I remember even in elementary, this girl would give me on attention. I'm just like, oh, and she was being mean to me. I'm thinking like, oh, I wish you could just see how ugly you are to me. How you been? I'm thinking like cartoon animals are coming through like scare, just a scare. Like, yo, feel my pain right now.
Ew, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I've worked in my life, you know, and the idea of revenge is not like a thing where it's like not a violent act. It's
Right.
not always a violent act. That's the extreme of it, revenge. Revenge as a violent act is an extreme. My revenge has sort of been in this, like, I remember little things like that, like elementary school kind of stuff where it's like, oh man, I remember like slick things. I remember like just moments that just like made me feel like, oh man, you don't believe in me. Or oh, you don't think you want to test my metal right now.
Right.
It's things like that. I think I remember, and at one point it kept me motivated, I guess. Uh
Uh-oh.
use
My bad.
it's all good. But now I've sort of lost interest in the idea of having that kind of anger or spirit on me in general, because that does nothing but bring up negativity. Because it has a glass ceiling. You know what I mean? Like, once I've done the thing that can sort of uh shut them up, or not, it don't even matter anymore. Like, I need more motivation after that. And when you hold on to love has no roof. It has no, like, it's open. It's just like an outpour. So yeah, you're right. And finding love is very important. That you find that love, you find that thing that uh, it allows you to not have a roof. Because once you got a roof, you got to blow that motherfucker off in order to, and that's no good for nobody.
Yeah, man. And you, bro,
You all right, boy?
somewhere in my throat, man. Hey, I'm good now. But yeah, man, you feel that the effects of that, and unfortunately, you think about why is it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that even got you there doesn't even exist. It's not even real. So it's like, you put yourself in this illusion to trick yourself to destroy yourself. It's like your mind playing.
What?
That's what I used to water, man.
That boy needs some of that purple stuff juice.
But yeah, man, your mind started playing tricks on you, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Out of that fear.
Fear is such an ugly bitch, man. I hate her. It's like it's a weird thing where like even the simplest of things, you let fear stop you from doing it. And the thing I think people get confused is fear and like respect of, right? Like if I have a respect for something, it's not a fear. It's just I have a cautious approach to it. But fear just eliminates all possibilities. You know what I mean? Just like no type of fair shot at all. Fear only allows you to get to a certain point. It allows you to get to the starting line, get down with everybody, but it won't let you lead the blocks, in a race. It just
it leads you to that bare minimum what's the word I'm looking for? Solution.
Yeah.
That flight or fight. Like what's the least viable option right now? Let's take that approach.
Fear had your ass just average as a motherfucker for no
right.
reason. Just like you walking around with all this greatness.
Right.
all this awesomeness that God then gave you, and then all of a sudden, man, you like, yeah, I ain't gonna do it, man. I'm scared. Like, no, man, do it.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's that's something that I've been breaking myself out of lately, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
It's that I guess it's a fear of, it really comes down to how you judge yourself, because you have an expectation and a standard for yourself.
Right.
And you feel like you're not meeting it. You feel like everybody else gonna treat you how you would treat yourself for not meeting it.
Right.
And again, creating that that some fake narrative to give some life to it, just to give yourself an excuse to suppress your stuff. And I've done that a lot, man. And so this during this quarantine, I've been spending more time breaking out of that. And it's been fun. I had not an envy, but just like a part of why I used to watch porn was just the fact that I couldn't understand how people could be that free to just be butt naked and have sex in front of people. That's like the ultimate, like, oh, I'm not holding anything back. Here we go. And yeah, it kind of like speaks to all the stuff that you got locked up. Like, dang, can not to channel that to do the same thing that they do, but channel that to unlock anything that you have in you that's been locked away. Just be like, no, here it is. You know what I mean? I put it on the camera. It is in front of everybody. I don't care.
Is that why people fuck with their socks on? Is that why some people like they don't want to
I have.
They just fuck through the dick hole. That's it. They just
I have no idea.
They're scared to get naked. They're scared to get naked.
She's like, you ain't never made a video, slagger.
Well, you ain't never. What are you doing, man? You in your 30s, you ain't made no video, bro.
Hey, the point is not about making a video. The point is about the no fear. And this is what I want to know. Do you think because we keep saying that somebody made us fear, somebody made us scared. And I think it started with, I think it initiated on the inside of us some kind of way, but I just don't know how yet. What you think?
I mean, it's the thing is that laws and rules were made because somebody did it and something fucked up happened, and so they had to say and make a rule or make a law in order for the thing not to happen. It's the only reason rules and laws are made. You know what I mean? Or some sort of weird control thing that I don't even understand myself. But most of the time, to prevent us from even having to make those mistakes, our parents would threaten us by their own hand before somebody else will want to, do it, right? Like, so if I had a problem with sharing, right? And when people came up to me and took things from me, or I was in a sharing environment, and all I did when people took things from me was get violent and hit, or do something fucked up, then it's then the world is going to teach me that lesson that I can't do that. Right? Our parents try to teach us that lesson before we go out into the world. Right? So our fear starts with our parents, or at least this is just my own sort of bullshit talk. If somebody ain't never experienced that, then good for you. But for me, the fear started with my parents because they wanted to show me that they could be way more scarier than the world, and then I didn't want to cross that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and in turn, I went out into the world like, hey, ain't nothing more scary than my parents. And if yeah, so I'm not afraid of nothing that y'all got out here. You know what I mean? My parents,
Right.
So I guess in turn that made me a little more bold out in public. But yeah, I think the fear starts at home. With your parents, trying to teach you how to maintain in society if they're not around. Like that's the whole point. As a parent, I'm a protector, and I'm supposed to be there and look out for my child, but I'm also supposed to put into her what she would need to have if I'm not around.
But also too though, with that, nobody ever taught our parents just how advanced their children are at a young age. So part of their fear is they're fragile, they don't know anything, and so I gotta treat them as such. And that comes from a narrative that they got from somebody else. You know what I mean?
But I was gonna say this thing. That sort of narrative started. I read something about it. Started with slavery, right? Like the idea that you don't want this. The reason why we want to tell somebody that our kids are bad or something like that, like right away, is because if massa came around and was like, I'm finna sell this baby. It's like, you don't want to sell this baby. You ain't gonna get nothing for it. Look at him. He walk with a limp. He bow-legged. He can't talk. He's stupid. You talk down and talk bad about this baby. Maybe y'all got a chance to stay together.
So, dang, demeaning yourself became the survival tactic.
Absolutely. It's still a survival tactic.
Then
nobody loves degradation more than humans. Humans love a good degrading story because there's a chance of redemption in it. You know what I mean? Because we love redemption. But I was watching this video about Kevin Hart, and they were like, is Kevin Hart washed up? Because I guess I didn't watch this last special, but apparently it wasn't that funny, right? And so he was saying that it's hard to do a show when you ain't went on tour with it, and you can't get a feel for how the crowd reacts to your jokes. If you just write the jokes and then go out on national television or whatever and put a special out there, it's probably not going to be very relatable. And the thing is that like Kevin Hart is so fucking rich and so fucking famous that there is nothing relatable about us at all. Nothing.
I think that's the issue right there.
And that's the thing. And so that's what I mean, right? It's like he suggested that Kevin Hart degrade himself so that there is some relatability, because he can say
the guy in the show.
No, this guy Ryan Davis. You ever seen this comedian Ryan Davis?
Yeah,
he do the side by side videos.
Yeah. You funny.
Yeah, dude's hella funny, man. But
I don't think he needed to degrade himself. I think he just.
But he was just talking about like the thing about like he's like the stupidest thing I did was buy a brick oven pizza. You know, like he actually bought like a brick oven because he said he went to Seinfeld's house and Seinfeld had one. Now, what he was saying is that joke ain't gonna work because ain't nobody at home like, hey, I'm finna buy a brick oven pizza. and he brought this up too because Dave Chappelle is an observation comedian. He's an observation comedian. So like he's gonna be talking stuff and he's gonna be putting philosophy in there. It's gonna make people think and talk and have conversations. Kevin Hart is a storyteller and he's gonna tell stories. But his stories, if they're not relatable, it's not gonna be that funny. Now, a joke like that, he was using as an example and saying that like if you do a joke like that, you gotta make it relatable. So as a kid, maybe you were so poor that when you grew up and got some money, you would get anything you want. And then all of a sudden you find yourself at Seinfeld house. He got a brick oven pizza. And then you like, I'm going to give me a brick oven pizza. You know what I mean? Like, so that it makes it relatable for the people who are watching with you, you know?
Yeah.
But
it's not that hard. You can be rich and still be relatable. Like there are rich people in the world.
Yeah, I think, but not like that. There are not rich people like that. It's the same thing. It's a repeat of Eddie Murphy in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Like you know who's rich but still relatable? LeBron. He doesn't feel like he's such a different celebrity where it's like, then you couldn't go and like dap him up and have the type of conversation you would with your homie.
I
feel differently?
I disagree, but continue.
On a status level, yes. He up there with like Barack. I'm talking about
LeBron James has been famous since the age of 13 years old. Famous
and can still talk about what's happening in the street. That's the only thing that was missing from Kev. It's like you're rich now, but you still like it's social media out now. You know what's going on. You don't know how to talk about that. You don't know how to talk about what's going on.
But this is my thing, though.
The
dude, Kevin Hart, and this is a good example. Mm-hmm. Yes, LeBron is definitely more relatable in a sense because, again, the man's been famous for. It's like I feel like I grew up with LeBron just because when I was 13, this man was already in magazines. We was already talking about him. We was already
LeBron became famous in 2003.
No. LeBron was famous in 1990 or in 1999 when his name went on the list in Slam.
Okay.
As an incoming freshman in the high school.
Okay. I didn't hear about it then, but okay, I feel you.
But then, as he got closer to his like high school career, like they were showing him on ESPN, all of that. And then by the time he was about to graduate, they were already talking about him going to the NBA his junior year in high school.
Yeah.
And didn't they put was that before or after LeBron that they put the like, oh, you got to go to college for 2 years before you can come?
After.
It was after? Because I feel like it was before, and then they dropped it for LeBron and then brought it back or something. Like it was a weird thing. Like, wait a second.
I
Or they
don't
were
know.
talking about it and they waited right until he finished, and then they put the bar down. Like, all right. It was
LeBron
one of
would
those things.
you know what's funny? That wouldn't have made sense for LeBron to go to college though. It would have showed just how different of a human being he was. Bro.
I mean, it's the
Imagine
same.
him.
It's the
Huh?
same thing as Zion Williamson, though.
I know. Did you see what he did?
Yeah, exactly.
Like clearly this kid should not be here right now. He
So,
is
so
too
my thing
big.
is that he's not so young like Michael Jackson to where, but he slowly got to grow. He slowly got to grow into his fame. You know what I mean? So he wasn't all like sheltered and like all. He just got to grow with his fame. And he got to get bigger and bigger, and then he got to be a superstar, rising star, grand star, all this star. You know, he's the man. He's the man. And I think that it's like this is always promised to him from a very early age. This was always promised to him. Kevin Hart just got into this money. 10 years ago, nobody was looking for Kevin Hart like this.
But you know what? Again, so okay. And this is no judgment to him.
No, not at all.
But there's something that I noticed he didn't do, and this isn't new. It's kind of consistent. If you look at the portfolio, look at his and then look at Eddie. One of them has a lot of cultural, impactful, timeless stories that we can relate to. The other one, not so much.
Eddie only gave us 2 specials though.
True.
And I would say that Kevin Hart's first 2 specials were very relatable.
No. Yeah. Those 2 were great. He should have stopped right there.
Yeah. Should stop right there. But the thing is that when you are, and this conversation is kind of taking a turn, but like, this is a good lesson about oversaturation.
Yeah.
When you oversaturate something, it's just too much. This is the very definition of too much of something just ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to balance, you have to moderate, you have to stretch that out, man. Because you get it's too much. You ever bought big league chew gum in the pack?
You put too much, and then it started to like make your mouth all tired.
Your mouth hurt, tired. Right. Like, this feels like that.
Yeah, it's like
you know
that.
What I mean?
It's too
I'm
much.
seeing this man on commercials every 2 commercials because I watch the Game Show Network. I'm going for my best Steve Harvey mustache. But I'm seeing them everywhere. I'm seeing them on commercials. I'm seeing them on movies. I'm seeing them on, on TV, on all the outlets, talk shows and stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, okay, I get it. I get it. Make your money. I never want to get it between a man and his money, like Dave said, but it's a lot. It's a little oversaturated. It's a little like, ugh.
Yeah, because you want people to miss you too.
Right.
And in order to be a comedian or a storyteller, you got to have a story to tell. But if you're busy working all the time, when are you living life to be able to have experience to come back and genuinely talk back to us?
Right. Like, it doesn't seem like it. Yeah. But I mean, but I'm happy for him, and I root for all things black. Please believe. I just don't follow it. I just don't follow it like that. I don't have enough of an investment in his career. I like some of the people in his crew though, man. That do comedy, man. It's really great. And I feel like comedy is with a comedian like Dave Chappelle right now at his like on top of his game. on the top of his game right now, you gonna start to see the influence on other comedians, and the wave is gonna start happening where I think comedy is about to get real, like
it's gonna get more
real
intelligent.
dope. Yeah, it's gonna get real dope, man. Like
That
people,
shucking and jiving stuff, man. I don't know if it's gonna be. Yeah. I think after DC Young Fly, he might be the it. After you, there no more this type of silly guy. Because because that came from a state of consciousness that one exists. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is a temporary thing, because before the 60s, there was no such things called the projects of the ghetto. And then they created that and created a whole new type of personality or stereotype out of that. And bro, did you know that the word stereotype and ritual are synonymous?
Yeah, so, I can believe that. Yeah.
Right. So we've been getting hit with rituals for quite a while with the amount of stereotypes we've been given, because you're putting that personality and you're manifesting it and you're giving a life to it. And so, some personalities and things like that we're evolving out of, so we won't be able to laugh at the same stuff no more,
Yeah. And I think that's why I like satire stuff, man, that like allows you to see the joke and the ridiculousness in stereotypes or in like things. I do not like serious role stereotypes. It just pisses me off really badly when I see that. But that's a will that I think will soon be stopped at some point. I could see that happening for our future, because it's important, man. It's important that these kids who are coming up see like good stuff, man. And we come from a background where everybody deserves a story. Everybody's got a story, and it's our duty to as actors to get out of the way and let that soul be. But at the same time, like, we both know how this machine in Hollywood works, and and what they looking for and what they want, and either you're gonna do their job or somebody else gonna do it for less money. That's the fucked up part. Somebody will do it for less money. Like, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. That is a degrading role, and it doesn't bring any pride to anybody who will watch this, and there's no redemption in this character.
And they go, oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Great. Awesome. So great. We you do know we offered you $50,000 an episode for this. Oh, okay, cool. I'm still not taking it. And then they go, all right, thank you for hearing us out. Right. And then somebody call you like, hey man, I just got my first role. Right. What is it? Oh, really?
Oh,
and guess what? Okay. And then look, they say this is the best part. Dog, they gonna pay me $15,000 an episode. You go, oh, congratulations. Congratulations.
Damn. Don't even know.
But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, we all playing it. We all playing it.
Have you I'm noticing the amount of content that's coming out now that is about magic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And astrology. So that's been pretty interesting to tune into.
Yeah, but it's scary too, man, because I love I've been loving reading about magic lately and things like that. But people have really warped senses about what that is and what it's actually about, especially on these TV shows. So you see something like Lovecraft Country and they talking about magic and it's all these sacrifices and motherfuckers getting killed and brought back to life and all this type of shit. Whoa. You guys, slow down.
You gotta break this down in a more palatable way. Bro, you gotta watch his Dark Materials. They break it down a very good it's good, man.
Okay. All right. I will watch it. I will take the time to watch it.
Nat will concur. And I put Mimi on it too. So she hasn't gotten back to me about how she like it, but I'm pretty positive it'll be a good report. Okay. So you guys go watch that, because there's a lecture we eventually going to talk about from Judy K. King. She wrote a book about a lot of Egyptian texts, like the Book of the Dead and the Coffin texts and Pyramid texts. And they talk about magic. They talk about science. They talk about astrotheology. They talk about the afterlife. All of this high science that we're questioning now as like far away thoughts. Now the information is starting to become more available about, like, what's really going on, and having a pretty good understanding about what these concepts are. And so the author who wrote the book, which is where they adapted the show from, the information comes from the information from this science, which is I forgot the name of it, but I'll send you the link. Judy K. King is the name of the author, though. She has 3 books. Tales of Orion, where she it's like 800 pages where she breaking down all these I think they got magic rituals that they talked about, special dates in there, breakdown of different chemicals, including like melanin, talking about bacteria and viruses, and how the whole structure of this reality, most of it is based in bacteria, dead and living bacteria and viruses. So yes, pretty interesting stuff, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The show is not gonna make it seem so scientific. It makes it helps you like capture it in a way like, oh, okay, I see where they're going, without it feeling like you're in a classroom somewhere.
Like Sesame Street.
Yeah, like Harry Potter.
Oh, see, I
didn't watch Harry Potter, so maybe that's not a good reference. So more like
let me ask this: Are there puppets?
They're animals who can talk.
Okay.
Hey, animals who can talk.
All right, I'll do that.
After you watch it, you let me know what you think. And when what was the name of that show with wolves? What was it?
Raised by Wolves. Fantastic.
Oh, with the woman who raising the babies. Yeah, I gotta watch that. Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. So do that, man, and then next time we talk, we'll give our spiels on what we think of the shows.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, brother, man.
Cool, man. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the talk, bro.
Yeah, man. Always.
Love you, man. And
love you too, man. Don't let that fear stop y'all.
Don't let the fear stop you.
Or don't let the fear just let you be average. Okay? You're better than that.
You're better than that. Peace.